So this might be the first time I'm going to have a super fun time talking about the banner review, because it is the first time where I don't have to skip any ships because there are no elite ships on this banner. Welcome guys to another banner review. Today we're talking about the Date Alive ships. All 6 of them will be covered in today's video. So let's get started. So the first one are going to be the twins. I don't want to say their full name because it's going to take a while. So we'll just call them the twins because they're basically the twins. Light cruiser stats are going to be at 120. It is going to be 4617 health, 192 firepower, 340 on torpedo, 344 anti-air, 217 on the reload, 127 on the evasion, light armor, 35 speed, 163 on the accuracy, 80 luck, 156 on the ASW, and 11 on the oil cost. So across the board, nothing too fancy, about standard, I'd say. Gear efficiencies, we have 155 on the light cruiser gun, 140 on the torpedoes, and 110 on the anti-air. I think that's pretty good on the light cruiser guns. I think that's pretty high, actually. Could be wrong, though. It's been a while. But I think it's pretty good. Gear efficiency-wise, I think it's pretty good. Now, as for the skills, the first one's going to be El Kanaf. Oh, my lord. Woo! Okay. So we'll be talking about the, we'll talk about both of them, actually. So the first one is going to be every 8 seconds after the battle starts, performs a level 10 special attack. Using either Constrictor or Piercer, the first attack performed will be Constrictor, and then switches after each special attack. Damage is based on skills level. Every time the Constrictor and Piercer has each been used once, 3 seconds later, performs a special attack using Sky Raider. Alright, so I guess these are projectiles. I have to use them in combat. Again, I am very looking forward to using these girls in combat, so it is going to be very fun to use them. But I think these are just projectiles though, so it is nothing like super crazy, but it just looks nice. It makes gameplay very fun when you use collab fleets. Now, the boosted version, the augmented module version. What changes here is now you get a improved barrage, and when either Constrictor or Piercer activates, the following effects activates. Constrictor increases unit's main gun damage dealt by 15% for 12 seconds. Piercer increases unit's main gun shell velocity by 15% for 12 seconds. Every time they've been used once, performs a boosted special attack. So some buffs, some damage buffs, not too bad. And the last skill, Astral Dress, Elhomen Sabaoth. Oh, I must say Sabaoth. Oh my lord, these words they're kind of crazy. When the battle starts, increases units' firepower, torpedo, and main gun efficiencies by 20%. That's very good. And deploys a barrier, lasts for 20 seconds that can negate damage equal to 5% of this unit's max HP. If this shield is destroyed, or if it is activated during the duration runs out, increases ship's evasion by 15%. And reload and accuracy by 20% until the end of the battle. So that is a lot of sustain right there. You get a shield and you get evasion, and this activates every single battle. So she excels in combat where you have a lot of combat in them. This is going to be fun for Operation Sirens and for Strongholds. Very fun character to use. Let's go ahead and talk about her other characters as well too for Date of Live. But so far, I like the twins, very good, but let's talk about the other ones as of right now. So, Kotori, we have Battleship. Stats at 120 are going to be 79, 66 for the health, 447 on the firepower, 183 on the anti-air, 146 on the reload, 22 evasion, heavy armor, 25 speed, 62 on the accuracy, 72 luck, and 15 on the oil cost. So about average across the board. And in terms of efficiency, 145 on the BB gun, 200 on a light cruiser gun, and 100 on the anti-air. As standard as it can get. Now, let's talk about the skills. Astral Dress, Elhomen Gibor. When this unit fires her main guns, activates an effect corresponding to which of the following modes Angel Kamel is in. I guess that's her form. I haven't watched in so long, guys, so please forgive me. But I think that's the case, though. 1. Kamel fires a special barrage. Then Kamel performs an additional special barrage, or a special attack. Kamel starts the battle in this mode. Megiddo fires a powerful barrage. Oh man, there's so much procs in this. Again, I think this is going to be one of the most fun collab fleets we're going to get. There's a lot of procs, a lot of stuff going on. It is going to be very, very exciting. When Kamel or Megiddo performs either the special attack or powerful barrage, inflicts a special burn to the enemy's hit by the attack for 10 seconds. Inflicting damage once every second. Damage is based on the firepower of that character. Okay, not too bad. Now, Ifrit's Might. During battle, decreases units' burn damage taken by 10% and decrease the duration of the burn by 3 seconds. When an enemy gets within a certain range of this unit, decrease this unit's damage taken by 15% for 10 seconds, 20 seconds between activations. Once per battle, when this unit takes damage that would incapacitate her, this unit does not get incapacitated and evades all damage for 10 seconds. Okay, so just buffs, defensive buffs, but it is what it is. Now, the boosted version, what do we get here? So the first part stays the same. Actually, she gets increased firepower and accuracy by 10% here. Okay, so that's good. Decreases units damage taken by 15%. Anti-air by 15%. Okay. And she gets a heal for 20% if she's about to sink. Okay, so some self buffs there. Pretty solid. And again, another solid ship right here. Lots of stuff going on. So very excited to use these in combat. Again, I'm not going to talk about these girls separately because I'm pretty sure they want to be used in a whole fleet. So I'll talk about the whole compromise of these at the end of the video to get like a general summary of how these ships are all going to be performing together. Now, the next one is going to be Kurumi. I think the fan favorite here. So this one is a light cruiser. Stats at 120 are going to be 3113 on the health, 163 on firepower, 392 anti-air, 199 on the reload, 105 on the evasion, light armor, 35 speed, 159 on the hit, 87 on the luck, 156 on the ASW, and 11 on the oil cost. So that's very low health right there. Very curious as to why they made it so low, but we'll find out shortly. Gear efficiencies, 130 on the light cruiser gun for two. I think the other one is also, no, this one's 1. Wow. So you get 2 mounts. That's actually pretty good. That's actually crazy damage. 70 on the DD gun and 110 on the anti-air. All right. So, time-eating castle. Increase this units. I'm just going to say ships from now on. Increase the ship's firepower by 15%. When the battle starts and every 5 seconds deploys time-eating castle in front of this unit. Ship, sorry. Lasting 3 seconds. I think she can doppelganger. I saw her doppelgang in like the showcases. So, I think that's what it is. Every second that an enemy is present within time-eating castle effect range, Kurumi gains 1 stack of time. Max stacks is 50. And based on the number of enemies affected by time-eating castle, the next time-eating castle gains the following effects. Decrease the speed of all enemies within the range by 40%. 2. Extends its activate duration by 1 second. Sets the enemy, or 3. Sets all the speeds of enemies within range to 0. Alright, now we're talking. Great utility right there. Some good self buffs and some doppelganger. Oh, well, the next part is the doppelganger, but pretty good. Now, Astral Dress Elomin, or Elomin. I'm going to say Elomin. When the battle starts, creates a clone on the battlefield. Every 5 seconds spends 5 stacks of time to create another clone. If the time stack is inefficient, no clone will be created. Up to 3 clones may exist at the same time, so 4 of her. Clones inherit the current HP value of Kurumi and had at the time of the creation and assist in the battle and performs attacks using a augmented module. When a clone is destroyed, Kurumi recovers 2% of her max HP. Okay, so that's a very nice kit right there. I gotta say, that's a lot of sustain, a lot of damage as well too. That's actually very, very good. When Kurumi, so I guess that's why they keep her HP low, is to keep her balanced, but that's actually really, really good. When Kurumi takes damage that would sink her, if she has a clone present, she recovers the clone with the highest HP and restores HP equal to 100% of that. Wow! That makes her unsinkable, right? That's really good. Wow, that's actually really that's a crazy kit right there. Whoa, that's if that was an ultra rare ship, that's like power creep borderline, right? That's like insane right there. Now let's talk about our augmented part. Inherits HP. When a clone takes damage, clones evades all shelling and ramming damage by 0.5%. When a clone is destroyed, records 2% max HP. When Kurumi takes damage, I would sink her. Yada yada yada. 100%. When the battle ends for each clone on the battlefield, Kurumi gains 5 stacks of time, then spends all of her stacks of time to recover. Oh my lord! Wait, that's a cracked kit, dude. She's unsinkable. If you build her right, I think she's unsinkable. That's a very loaded kit right there for sustain. Like that's just like shadow clone jutsu all over the place, and like you just can't sink her because she just keeps dodging and like taking some of her clone's HP. That's really good. That's a disgusting kit right there. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of sustain right there. That's crazy. Origami Tobiichi, a aircraft carrier, stats at 120, 7,009 on the health, 419 on the aviation, 309 on the anti-air, 145 on the reload, 49 on the evasion, medium armor, 28 speed, 94 on the hit, 75 luck, and 13 on the oil costs. Straightforward, nothing too crazy right there. Gear efficiencies, we have fighters, dive bombers, and torpedo bombers, 140, 130, 130 for 3, 2, 3 on the loadout. Not too bad, about standard. Now, as for her setup, we got Metatron, Kador. When this unit ship, I'm gonna say ship. When this ship launches an airstrike, increase this ship's damage dealt by 8% for 8 seconds and activates Metatron Kador. Metatron Kador decreases anti-air and evasion of enemies hit by 3% for 8 seconds, so that's more damage for her. 10 seconds after the battle starts and 20 seconds after that launches a barrage. All right, lots of damage there. Metatron Artilith. When the battle starts, increases ship's aviation accuracy by 15%. Every 20 seconds after the battle starts, activates level 10 Metatron based on... Okay. That's a lot of activations right there. That's crazy. Now, the boosted version with the augment. Now, increased damage dealt against... Okay. And increase in lower speed. Okay, so you want to pair with Kurumi. 8% damage increase. Alright, so yeah, you want to put her with Kurumi. That's going to be big damage. Now, her last skill. Astral Dress Eye. During battle, decrease this ship's first 4 instances of damage taken by... Or decreases. Jesus. Okay, decrease damage taken by 60% for the first 4 battles. Once per battle, when this ship's HP falls below 50% as a result of damage taken, restores 20% of this ship's max HP. Okay. Nothing too crazy. A lot of procs, a lot of damages. I like it. Very, very good. Next is going to be Tohka Yatogami. Heavy cruiser. Stats at 120, 49, 41 on the health, 276 on the firepower, 215 on anti-air, 200 on the reload, 89 on the evasion, medium armor, 28 speed, 132 on the accuracy. Oh, I'm brains farting right now. 84 on the luck and 12 on the oil cost. All right, not too bad. Pretty low on a heavy. Actually, that's average, I'd say. Now for the efficiencies, heavy cruiser gun 110, DD gun 70, and 110 on the anti-air, 211 on the loadout. Now, as for her skills, Halvon Helev. I'm butchering all these names. I apologize. When the battle starts, increase this ship's reload by 15%. Every 2 times this ship fires her main guns, fires a special barrage that decreases the speed of enemies hit by 5% for 3 seconds. Okay, very, very good. Now the boosted version. Additionally, when this ship takes the total damage equal to 20% of her max HP, performs a special attack. All right. You want to get her low, I guess. Now, Astral Dress Adonai Melik. When the battle starts and every 30 seconds deploys a shield lasting 20 seconds, negates up to 8 enemy shells around this ship. If this ship is destroyed during its active duration, immediately performs a special attack and increase this ship's evasion by 15% for 10 seconds. While this is ship's afloat, decrease your flagship's damage taken by 10%. All right. Very, very good. Great utility. Now, Yoshino, I hope you're a healer, my girl. Please tell me you're a healer. Yoshino. Light aircraft carrier. Stats 120. 6156 on the health. 390 on the aviation. 289 on the anti-air. 193 on the reload. 49 on the speed. No, that's speed. That's evasion. My brain is thinking about Thanksgiving food right now, guys. I apologize. Medium armor, 30 speed, 92 hit, 73 on the lug, and 84 on the ASW with 12 oil cost at the end. All right. That's what I expect nowadays from a light aircraft carrier. Gear efficiency, we have fighter, dive bomber, torpedo, 135, 130, 130, 323 on the setup. As standard as I can get. Now, as for her skills, Astral Dress A. When the battle starts, increase this ship's aviation and accuracy by 15%. Every 10 seconds after the battle starts, 70% chance to summon Zadkiel and perform a special attack that decreases the speed of enemies hit by 30%. This whole setup has a lot of speed decrease. That's crazy. Now the boosted version, it what does it do actually? Performs a level 10. Oh, it's 100% chance to summon it. Okay, so that's the difference. Okay, it's 100% chance to summon Zadkiel. Okay, yeah, you want to get the augment for sure, just to reduce the RNG. Now her second skill, Shurion. When the unit, I'm gonna say unit, I don't care at this point, launches an airstrike, fires a special barrage, and deploys a barrier, lasts 6 seconds around every unit in your vanguard that negates up to 3% of their max HP. So like illustrious essentially. If the barrier is destroyed during its active duration, the recipient recovers 3% of their max HP. So you want to build fast here. I think the best way to build her is to build fast to get more shields up, get more restoration for the team. So I like it. Very, very good setup. Now, the whole summary of this setup, there's going to be very, very little sustain. Yoshino can heal, but you gotta build her to be very, very fast to get as much airstrikes out to get a lot of procs for this Shurion skill to keep your vanguard safe. Aside from that, this team has a lot of procs and a lot of speed reduction abilities. This is a very heavy speed reduction team. So what does that mean? It means a lot of your ships can run a wide variety of skill sets right here. Torpedoes are going to be very, very good. Fast guns are going to be very, very good. BBs are going to have an easier time hitting targets because everything is slowed down. Airstrikes can now go Ryuseis and whatever converging bombers if you want to, and everything's basically going to hit. When things are slowed down, it makes accuracy more potent, which means it's going to be a very good time to get as maximum damage output possible for this team. This is going to be a very, very fun setup. Now, as a whole, I say this is very, very good because you can run 3 vanguards, Kurumi, the twins, and Tohka, and 3 backlines, Kotori, Origami, and Yoshino. This is a very, very clean setup. I'm going to be working on this setup as of right now for an upcoming video. Overall, if you get all 6 of these, it's going to be a very, very fun setup. If you guys cannot get the full setup of this team, it will be somewhat okay, but it will be not nearly as fun and not nearly as complete as running a whole setup. Now, can you replace some of these girls? Yes, you can with some ultra rares if you guys want to, but where's the fun in that? Playing collab fleets is one of the most fun things in this game. Look at Atelier Ryza, really, really fun setup. This right here is going to be no different. I can assure you that's going to be a very, very fun setup. Now, keep in mind 2 things. We have a ultra rare banner at the end of next month in December. If you guys cannot afford this banner as of right now, you probably can skip because they're also missing Miku and that other girl from this banner. So I think it could rerun in the future. It may take a very long time, like 2 years or something, but it could rerun in the future. So my honest advice is, if you guys are low on cubes, I personally think this team is very, very fun. But if you care about metagame, you can go ahead and skip it and save for the ultra rare banner at the end of the year. Otherwise, though, I think this banner is pretty fun. I think it's one of the better collabs we've gotten so far in terms of variety and gameplay. Definitely worth pulling on. I'd say it gets an easy 8 out of 10 for me for a whole banner. And I'm going to be working on my setup very, very soon. All right. So if you guys cannot pull for it, by all means, skip it. Otherwise, for this banner takeaway, every ship here is a must-have if you guys want to run this setup. You need it. It's going to be very, very fun. All right. Kurumi is also really broken as well, too. I think she's the most broken one from this roster. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching as always. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.